The Red Sox are in line for their first series win of 2025. Tanner Houck has the ball in Game 3 at Camden Yards. Red Sox with a bit of offense last night. Trevor Story with 3 hits. And Rafi Devers getting off the schneid as well as he busted his over. Dave O'Brien alongside Lou Merlone and also Jemiah Webster in just a couple of moments. First of all, Garrett Crochet was magnificent last night, pitching like an ace. Story number 2 is Rafi Devers finally in the hit column.
2 for his last 2. The guy is hot. We've been waiting for this, right? Especially for this pitch right here. The breaking ball down and in. Pitchers have been getting away with it for the first 5 games. Finally, Rafi Devers touches one up for a double, but it's really this second at bat, this second knock, that I think you're really impressed. He struggled against fastballs from lefties. 96 from Soto. He hits it 109.5 off the bat, starting to time up some fastballs and looking more and more like Rafi Devers.
Statcast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Well, on the mound, it'll be Tanner Houck, trying to go back-to-back with that tremendous effort by Garrett Crochet last night. He makes his second start of 2025. Sox Orioles Game 3 coming your way next.
I'm loving the live betting on DraftKings.
Oh, they got it all.
Oh, man, money lines, spreads.
Next pitch, strike.
BuyAToyota.com for offers not seen on TV. Visit BuyAToyota.com. Back in Charm City, Red Sox to finish off this 3-game series, looking for the series victory against the Baltimore Orioles. Tanner Houck on the bump today. For more on that, let's toss it down to Jemiah Webster.
Thank you very much, Dave. He is making his second start of 2025 and trying to build off of a magnificent 2024 that he was able to put together. He did pitch into the 6th inning versus the Rangers, and that was a message from pitching coach Andrew Bailey when I spoke to him. He told me he'd like to see Houck pound the zone early, get swing and miss late in at-bats, and execute on 2-strike counts while relying on that shorthanded defense behind him. As Bailey passes me down here, he says the message is great, but it starts with execution, OB. He allowed 10 base runners, 7 hits, 3 walks, try to limit some of that and get ahead of these hitters tonight.
Okay, thank you very much, Jemiah. Look at the starting lineup brought to you by Plymouth Rock. For the Sox, Jarren Duran leading off. Good numbers against the Baltimore starter, Charlie Morton. He's 3 for 7 against the curveball specialist. And just as Garrett Crochet celebrated his new contract with a terrific outing, Christian Campbell did the same. That 8-year extension, ripping a pair of doubles in last night's Red Sox win. And the Orioles starter, Mr. Morton, he's 0-1, a 10.80 ERA, 41 years old, and now into his 18th Major League season.
Let's take a look at the Orioles defense across the infield. Ramon Arias, he'll be at third base with Jackson Holliday at shortstop. Jordan Westberg at second. Ryan O'Hearn gets the start at first base. In the outfield left to right, you got Dylan Carlson, Cedric Mullins, and Heston Kjerstad with Adley Rutschman doing the catching.
Umpires for the finale presented by M&T Bank. Edwin Moscaso has home plate. It'll be Hanahan at first, Guccione at second, Rackley the umpire at third. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP is brought to you by Toyota Certified Used Vehicles. And the weather forecast vastly improved over the last hour or so. It's up to 72, mostly cloudy. The sun is beginning to peek through. A little bit of blue sky as well. Looks like it's going to be a very nice day. Although we had some light showers this morning. Red Sox will finally get home for the opener at Fenway tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock, and the weather is supposed to be outstanding. So Duran in against Morton, and here we go for game 3. Jaron at 231, couple of stolen bases. Devers to follow him, and then Bregman, former teammate of Charlie Morton's.
We saw it last night, right? Sox jump on them, get that early lead, something they haven't done really much this year. And it really does start with this guy. He energizes everybody. Had the count here 2-0.
They'll poke that one foul. Charlie Morton coming off a loss in his Orioles debut in Toronto. He only lasted 3 1/3, gave up 7 hits and 4 runs. They were not biting on his curveball. That's a strike. A little bit high, but a called strike by Moscoso.
Yeah, it was his fastball. 94, 95. Got all the swing and misses up in Toronto. Didn't last long at all, like you said, because that breaking ball, which is his bread and butter, he couldn't find it. A lot of hard contact.
See if that's where the strike zone sits the rest of the day. And swung on and missed. He puts him away with that yacker.
Well, this has been Charlie Morton for years. This little breaking ball, calls it a curveball, a little slurvy, sitting around 80 miles an hour. Take a look at Charlie Morton's pitching arsenal presented by W.B. Mason. And there's that curve. He kind of lives with it. See that opponent average 200. It's his dominant pitch. He'll also mix in that four-seamer, little sinker, changeup, cutter.
Raffy has a batting average. .087. Snapping the season opening 0 for 21 with an RBI double last night. Then added a base hit later. 85. Charlie can still throw pretty hard.
You know, how many changeups and breaking balls down and in that we see Raffy miss, right? The first 4 or 5 games. And finally got a hold of one, but it was the fastball from Soto, that second hit, that I think Red Sox hitting coaches love.
Yeah, off a lefty.
Yeah, 96 too, but he barreled at 109.
Yeah.
He hasn't come close to heaters. Really, the breaking ball would have given him a chance, but that opened their eyes. Hopefully that timing is now back.
As you said, he looked like Raffy last night for the first time this year. 2-1. He's run it to 3 balls and a strike. Bregman next.
And even throughout the struggles, that right there, like that was way in. But he's not chasing. Like, you know, it's only 6 games in, but still at an unbelievable rate for him. He's not expanding. His problem was missing strikes.
Popped up, and that'll drift out of play. Red Sox have seen plenty of Morton over the years. And he's actually pitched very well against the Red Sox. 8-2 lifetime against Boston. Stops with Atlanta, Pittsburgh, Philly, Houston, and Tampa Bay. And just nudges that one foul. And Rutschman cannot hang on.
A little sinker, gets a piece of it. In and out of the glove of Adley. Get a little break there. 41 years old, Charlie Morton.
3-2. Walk. Devers aboard. And now Bregman to climb in against, as mentioned, a former teammate in Houston, Although he has seen him 14 times, he has only one hit off Morton. Bregman 231, looking for that first Red Sox home run. High fly ball left field. Carlson back it up, and see you later. There it is. Bregman is first in a Red Sox uniform. 2-0 Sox.
Boy, he just unloaded on that one, right? Little sinker down and in. First extra base hit of the year for Alex Bregman. To bring that wall in, you can keep it back. That one wasn't going to hold it at all. Alex Bregman got all of that.
103.8 off the bat. So sweet feeling for Alex Bregman. First one in the home run column. That Red Sox homer brought to you by Audi. Visit your New England Audi dealer today. Red Sox showing signs of life with the bats last night and quickly extending over to the day game.
Oh, this is beautiful swing. Just leaves it right there. This is what we're talking about. This swing made for Fenway Park. Kind of getting ready for tomorrow's home opener.
Yeah, his numbers at Fenway, it's been well documented. They are stupid. Nice little warm up. Koss is trying to join it. Hitting .095. No home runs, no RBIs yet.
Now, Tristan got a nice knock at the end of that game, and what you saw yesterday was Raffy finally getting a couple. Trevor Story got 3 hits. Don had some nice at bats, a hit and a walk. Now you're looking for Tristan to kind of continue that knock he got at the end of the game.
0-2. Trevor Story had a big night last night. Loves to swing the bat in this ballpark. So many hitters do. He's on deck. And more sunshine breaking through those clouds. And a very promising start for the Sox today. Bregman all grins.
You know, Core before the game talking about he had a conversation with Tristan Casas, and he said it was in Spanish. And he goes, Tristan knows that I'm serious when I speak to him in Spanish, and he wanted him to be more aggressive.
Yeah. Taps it foul.
And Tristan felt like he told him, he's like, I think I am aggressive. Core's like, not from where I'm sitting. You look very passive up there.
Well, in any language, 0.95 is 0.95. And he will take that one in there for strike 3. Second strikeout for Morton. Freezing Tristan Casas. 2 gone.
I think maybe that's what he's talking about. You've seen some strikeouts rack up here for Tristan Casas, but a lot of them have been takes. Right? And if it's near the zone, expand a little bit. Be a little bit more aggressive. You could trust his eye. He knows the zone, but expand on the edges with 2 strikes.
Story up to 263 after a 3-hit game last night. Yeah, to your point, that's 10 strikeouts in 22 at bats for Casas. Trevor, the home run as well last night, hitting .348, 5 RBIs his last 6 games in Baltimore.
Early in the year, it's hard to not look at your average. You know, he came into last night into this ballpark, and he's hitting 133. You just want to be one good game away from survival, right? And now you look up there and you see 263. You feel like, okay, I'm all right, right? But you can't be sitting there 95. You keep looking up at that scoreboard and seeing it.
Story's 6 career at bats against Charlie Morton. Has a couple of knocks. Abreu would be next. 2-0. Red Sox with a quick lead on the Bregman. Big fly and a 1-2. Got him to chase that. Down he goes. So Morton strikes out 3, but Bregman, former teammate, gets him. with Mullins at the top, then Rutschman, Westberg, O'Hearn in there today at first base. Tyler O'Neill, Teal, the DH. Erstad in right, Holiday at short, Arias at third, and Carlson in left field. And Tanner Houck's first one. Zipped in there for a strike. Red Sox starter brought to you by BuyAToyota.com. He's 0-1, 6.35. The ERA lost to Texas in his season debut, 4-1. But immediately gets run support. It's the first time all season. I realize it's only a short sample, but the Red Sox actually score in the first inning. And Mullins will take a ball.
Good pitch. You know, Tanner threw the ball well down in Texas. You know, really for 5 innings, it was just a couple of solo home runs to Jonah Heim. But you remember in that 6th inning, boy, he just lost it, had nothing.
In for a strike. Maybe a makeup there.
Yeah, the one he called the ball before that was better than that one.
Yeah, the 2 home runs so uncharacteristic of Tanner. Little bounty ball fouled by Mullins because he only gave up 11 all of last year in an all-star campaign.
Yeah, it was an AL best. Home runs per 9. Came out and gave up 2 right away.
That one driven right field deep into the corner, and that ball is gone. Home run by Mullins. So already 3 allowed by Houck this season. Well, Mullins had some numbers off him, and he's now 6 for 14 with 2 home runs against Tanner Houck.
Well, I think Cedric Mullins just happy not to see the big lefty Crochet on the mound hitting 9th last night, but with the righty on here, he's going to be hitting lead off, and this is just a sinker that ends up right down the middle of the plate and down to a lefty. That is dangerous, and he keeps this ball fair.
Just tucked it in the corner, 374 feet. Sends up Rutschman. 250 with a pair of home runs he hit on opening day. So did Mullins in Toronto. Tanner Houck with 4 career wins against Baltimore. It's the most he has against any opponent. Hot shot past Casas down the line. Rutschman takes a bit of a turn, but Abreu gets to it quickly, and with his arm, Rutschman stays right there with a base hit.
This ball is hit hard in one hop. Tristan tries to give it a step and a dive. Gets a piece of it. Rutschman doesn't run great, and Abreu was hoping he would try to extend that to a double.
Sends up the second baseman Jordan Westberg at 381. 3 home runs, so be careful here too. Another good young talent in the Orioles pipeline. He was an all-star last year very quietly. Rutschman on, nobody out. And a double play ball. Story to Campbell on the first double play. Red Sox turn 2.
Well, let's take a look at the Red Sox defense presented by Bigelow Tea. Across the infield, Alex Bregman at third base, Story at short, Campbell at second, Casas at first. In the outfield, left to right, Duran, Rafaela, and Abreu with Carlos Narvaez behind the plate. And this is where Houck has to live, right? The ground ball is one of the best in the game last year.
O'Hearn, the hitter, looking at a strike. He's in there today because he's 3 for 8 with a home run against Tanner. Sox up 2-1.
You know, there's not a lot of swing and miss, you know, especially that second half for Tanner Houck, but that 56 or so ground ball rate, that was second in the league to Framber Valdez of Houston. So give me that ground ball, turn these double plays. Take a look at Tanner Houck's arsenal. You talk about the first half and the second half, right? Look at the slider. It was unhittable the first half of the year. When he started to struggle, all of a sudden they hit that one the best. I mean, that's his money right there. The backdoor slider to steal a strike, down and into right lefties, away to righties. And that second half of the year, 287 after hitting 188. Big difference.
Some signs of fatigue. 2-2. Did he hold up? They appeal. That's a swing and a miss. It is strike 3. Cedric Mullins with a leadoff home run. 2-1 Sox. Couple of home runs. Bregman with 1, Mullins with 1. So 2-1 Sox have the lead going to the second inning here at Camden Yards. And Wilyer Abreu hitting only .500. 2 home runs, 6 ribbies. Then Campbell and then Carlos Narvaez, who's catching today against Charlie Morton. Wilyer walked in the 9th inning last night, 7 for 14 to begin the year. Reached base 12 times in his first 15 plate appearances to begin the season, joining Ted Williams as the only Red Sox in history to do that in their first 15 plate appearances. Teddy Ballgame did it in 1950. Anytime you're rolling in Ted Williams, by comparison, you are doing well.
Pretty good company.
And a good count, 3-1. Oh, he had a cut too. Man, you'd want that one back.
Yeah, a little cutter. And almost leaned right into it.
What do you think? Did Bregman have a torpedo bat? Let's see if we can find it out. 3-2 and missed. It's going to be ball 4. Second walk by Morton. Check out today's storylines presented by FanDuel. The odds for Christian Campbell to get a hit and to record an RBI.
Odds are going down and down, aren't they? It's almost like a given with the way this kid hits the ball. It's amazing. A couple of balls that he hit the other way, the exit velocity in which he's able to hit a ball opposite field has pretty much impressed everybody, including his manager.
2 doubles last night to right field, and the one that got by T.O., I think that shocked O'Neill how quickly it got by him.
Yeah. He's hitting balls to right field like pull side lefties, like Devers would.
Right. The Sox have been running. Breaking ball, and it's pretty good look at a major league curveball.
I'd imagine he's going to get a look at a few of these now. They continue to test him, with heaters, and he burned them the other day. We were wondering how they're going to flip it on him a little bit as this early career goes.
Red Sox with 9 stolen bases. That's the most in the American League. The Pirates have stolen 19 bases. already. San Diego 15. Cubs with 11. And back in.
How many does O'Neill have? The Pirates, because he probably has 18 of them.
Probably.
If he's hot.
And if the Red Sox have one more steal today, they'll have their most stolen bases through 7 games in the live ball era.
It's amazing there's 3 teams ahead of them, getting doubled up, because it seems like they're taking off all the time.
Right, by a lot. He's holding. 3-1.
It's an area that Cora is talking about, like what he's really been impressed with the first 6. Defense and base running. They're athletic and they're catching the baseball. Start thinking long term. It's 2 good things.
Pop back out of play, especially heading home, because the Red Sox were so poor defensively at home the last couple of years. It had you scratching your head.
Yeah.
If you're going to play better defense, you're going to play it in your own building.
It's like the defense fell apart the minute they walked in that park. It all started with that first homestand where they went 3-7. Under 500 the last 2 years at home. That can't happen with this team.
Gratefully, this looks like such a better team. This one drilled deep to left field. Carlson on the move again. That is going to sail, and that one is out of here. Christian Campbell strikes for a 2-run shot. Forget about right field. Go ahead and pull it out of Camden Yards. Red Sox lead 4-1. That one went 389. Same formula as the first inning. A walk and then a dinger.
Well, you can hit a curveball now, too. I mean, what are you going to throw him next? 104 off the bat. He was out in front, but he's still able to barrel. And with that bat speed, staying back on that slow breaking ball. This is a good one here from Morton. Just leaves the inner half. He's hitting everything right now.
Narvaez. He's just checking boxes. Every day it's something new.
He may want to start adjusting that extension that he just got. Maybe call his agent.
4-1 Red Sox with some power. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I mean, look how in front he is on this, but he's able to keep the bat through the zone and still generate the bat speed.
So much fun to watch a young player, 22 years old, never had a passport before the team went to Mexico. Right before the season began. Do this to show up, and he belongs, man.
Wow.
Especially at that position, second base, which has been, to say the least, troublesome for the Red Sox here recently.
They got him on the credit card roulette the other day, a little team dinner here in Baltimore. The whole team went out and they handed him the bill, told him he had to pay it. Apparently look at his face before Cora took his credit card out and paid for it.
So what are you riding about that time? Maybe, I don't know, close to 15 grand?
Yeah, about 15 or so, and they hand you the bill and you sort of look up and you're like, wait, did I sign this deal yet? Do I really have to do this? And you know, again, this is a kid that thought he had a roommate, didn't have a passport. They got him pretty good.
1-2. Sit on Rafaela on deck. Alex Bregman and Christian Campbell, new faces for the Red Sox, flashing of power here early at Camden Yards. Down he goes, hacking. So 4 strikeouts for Morton, but he's also walked 2, and those were very costly. The home runs right on the heels of ball 4.
Yeah, I'm still amazed he's able to hit this ball 104 off the bat. I mean, most guys out in front of this curveball, the way he swung at it, you try to hook it down the line, you know, maybe for a double, find some grass. Out of the park.
Sit on Rafaela with a pop up, the first baseman O'Hearn in. 2 down. Top of the order, Duran is next. Foul line to foul line, too. Quite literally with Christian Campbell.
And there isn't a better recipe as far as hitting goes, right? Take the fastball to right field, so if they throw you something off speed, you can stay on it and pull side. He's hitting fastballs in the right field corner. You put a little curveball inner half, and he launches to left.
Jarren Duran 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So one of the many things the Red Sox have been raving about with Campbell is how quickly he learns. He is amazingly fast to pick things up. Well, we just saw it in that at bat. Morton with a big league curveball on the inside corner. Then the kid makes an adjustment, knocks it out of the ballpark. It's amazing.
This wasn't the same guy we saw down in Fort Myers. I think he came up with a little bit of pressure with an opportunity to win a job. The game sped up on him. He got out of his approach. Saw a lot of strikeouts in camp. Well, he got up here, got his first big league knock, and he's taken off ever since.
Duran fooled, and he will swing and miss for strike 3. Red Sox strike out 2 more times, but Campbell goes deep. His second major league home run. He takes Charlie Morton out of Camden Yards, and the Sox have a 4-1 lead. Who's been cool as a cucumber, presented by Grillo's Pickles. Find us chilling in the refrigerated section. Most strikeouts by a lefty. First 34 career starts in Major League Baseball since 01. And Mr. Crochet, who was spectacular last night and will join us on the broadcast. He was something special last night. So he throws that absolute gem. Total shutdown when the Red Sox need it desperately, right? He signs the new deal. So does Christian Campbell, and Campbell has doubled twice and homered since he signed his. Rafaela again underneath. And Tyler O'Neill retired, 1 gone.
Yeah, by the way, Bregman, the other offseason addiction, he hits a bomb. I mean, if you're Craig Breslow somewhere right now, I need a photo with a cigar. Okay, that's what I need. You know the John Henry photo that we loved? Right. He's fantastic. Somewhere in this building, seriously, Craig Breslow, he's got to have a photo.
Well, I just thought last night so important for so many reasons for Garrett to do what he did. Put the ball club on those big shoulders of his. And it was like the Red Sox are not losing tonight.
8 scoreless, first time he's ever gone 8.
Instead, we'll take one low.
You could just see from the first pitch it was going to be a different animal. You know, I remember after that first game, it was a grind. I kind of fell in love with the cutter. It can happen at times, but last night he just, I'm coming at you. Let the big dog eat. It was heater all day.
Erstad, the right fielder today, hitting a .143. With Jackson Holiday behind him and the 2-1. Orioles are going to get their all-star shortstop Gunnar Henderson back tomorrow from the IL when they play the Royals in Kansas City.
I think they did a nice job giving him one more day off. No reason to rush him back here in the finale. Let Kansas City deal with him.
True. Brandon Hyde, one of the reasons his players love him so much. And they really do. 3-2. Oh, right by him. It's split to strike out Kjerstad. 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah, a couple nice splits in that at bat, and he's getting the swing and miss. This can be an inconsistent pitch for him, but look at the bottom, just drop out on it. Even this last game, he didn't get much swing and miss on it at all. Actually, 7 swings, no swing and misses. Already got 2 in that at bat.
Last year's phenom Jackson Holiday, and filling in at short 316 with a home run. Batting stats presented by your local Honda dealers. remember Gary Sheffield telling me years ago he was coming off the IL. He was playing for Bobby Cox in Atlanta. He was coming off that day. He expected to be in the starting lineup. He had been on the DL at that time for a long time. And Bobby Cox brought him in and said, you know what? Why don't you sit another day? I know you're eligible. Just sit and relax today. Watch the game. I'm not going to rush you back in there. And Gary Sheffield said, I couldn't believe he did that. But I fell in love with Bobby Cox that very day, taking care of me like that. Duran coming in, and he's got it. And Houck zips through the inning, 1-2-3. It's the Orioles, delighted to have last night's hero for the Red Sox, certainly one of them and the brightest star, Garrett Crochet. Garrett, spectacular effort last night. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, big team win.
8 innings, 8 strikeouts, 102 pitches. Was it one of those games you just said to yourself, I'm putting the team on my back tonight?
It didn't start off that way. I felt like I was kind of fighting for my life there in the second inning, lost command for a second, but was able to reel it back in and just have some efficient innings with good defense behind me.
Yeah, it really seemed like from pitch one, you just set the tone, right? You just attacked with that four-seamer here. Was that a lineup thing, or was that just something you wanted to do?
A little bit of both. It was something that I felt like I could exploit early on in the game. I didn't intend for the usage to be that heavy throughout. As third time through the lineup, you saw the cutter start to play a lot bigger of a role. But, you know, for me, it was more of an internal statement that I wanted to make.
Are you ready for the reception you're going to get at Fenway tomorrow?
Yeah, man. Really excited. You know, I think that the home opener is going to be sick, and, yeah, really happy to play in front of them.
By the way, congratulations, too, on the extension. I know it's something when you were traded, there was obviously discussion about it, but that had to feel good to kind of wrap it up. And I thought there was a deadline.
Yeah. Up until opening day, I felt like conversations were really picking up, and it felt like we were in a point where it made sense to push past it. I felt like, you know, we were close enough, and the dialogue, the content that was occurring in the dialogue was a lot more, you know, just well-rounded. I felt like we were very close.
You know, you've had some injuries in the past, so when you sign that kind of an extension and then go out and take the mound, is there less pressure? Did it have a different feeling for you last night?
Maybe a little bit of a different feeling, just in terms of, you know, fully focused on, you know, I'm ready to throw 150 pitches now at this point. You know, I was talking to Bailey after the game, and you know, he was trying to get a gauge of how to know when my gas tank is running out. And for me, I don't really know where the bottom of it is yet, because I haven't really had the opportunity to go out there and throw 100+ pitches every start. But I look forward to doing that this year.
But you go 8 full innings. First time in your career you've done that, and just your second start with the Red Sox. A swing and a miss here by Raffy, and 1 man away. So, I mean, that ace mantle, you seem to really covet it, not in a noisy way, but you really like that.
Like what? Like being called that?
Being called the ace, right?
I mean, yeah, it's something that, I'm happy to take on that role. I feel like, deep to my core, I feel like I embody that. But, for me, it's just about pitching well regardless of title or regardless of, the lineup that I'm facing, or if it's their number 1 guy or their number 5 guy. I mean, obviously, as the season goes on, it's not always going to be me versus their number 1 as well. But, I like to, own up to that for sure.
We know you're a fastball cutter monster, right? But after throwing 1 changeup, I think it was against Texas, you dropped 11, and it was a swing and miss one. Was it just good feel for it last night?
Yeah, I tweaked the grip a little bit following the start at Texas. For me, it's kind of always been my get-right pitch. When my changeup is in a relative area, down away, or strike the ball off the plate to my arm side, I feel like that's when my 4-seam lane is just kind of naturally created to where I'm getting to the glove side.
Well, Gary, very impressive stuff last night. Red Sox needed that so desperately. You delivered clutch performance, and we want to say congratulations on the deal, but also on last night, and the fans are going to love seeing you at Fenway Park, man.
Thank you, guys.
Garrett Crochet, tremendous last night, and the Red Sox needed him the most.
Oink, oink. Yeah. Man, did he look every bit of it last night?
Oh, yeah.
When was the last time you kind of knew you could hand a ball to a guy, right? You mentioned it, Chris Sale. This is what he does. Meanwhile, Morton, he's just a couple of home runs, a couple of walks, but it's been all strikeouts, hasn't it? Rafaela made contact.
Struck out 7. A weird outing for him. Casas caught looking in the first inning. Red Sox ahead 4-1. They're in the top of the 3rd in Baltimore. And a 1-1 to Tristan. And he'll sock that one. A base hit over the leaping Urias and into left field.
That's nice and Tristan, too. Just sort of those low line drives the other way. When he hits that, you kind of really feel he starts doing it more in batting practice, especially. But, the power is going to come, but sometimes you need a couple of these, right, to drop until you gain some of that confidence. Your mindset changes in the box. You're feeling confident. A couple more of those, start feeling free.
So brings up Story. Trevor 0 for 1 with a K. Rafi Devers took a walk in the first inning. Bregman crushed a home run. Wilyer Abreu took a walk in the second inning. Campbell crushed a home run. Although we were talking about it when we went to the break, Campbell's home run, does it get out if the fences are back here in Baltimore? Talked about that in their home opener. Not only moved in significantly, but also the walls have been dropped down to 8 feet from 13.
Yeah, I don't think Campbell's does. As we saw, Bregman's got over everything. But I think Campbell, the way they brought that in, probably been a double down the line.
Yep.
I would have scored the run anyways. It'll be interesting to see how this whole thing plays for the Orioles. Does it help? Does it hurt?
2-1, a wave and a miss on a curve.
I was talking to Ben McDonald, their analyst, and he was talking about that, like seeing what the offense is like, the defense, the pitching rather. Do they give up more home runs? They said, well, first off, you don't have Corbin Burns, and Grayson Rodriguez, he's on the IL. So your staff is going to give up, right?
Sure.
More home runs. How do you judge that?
They lost their ace to Arizona. And got a couple of starters out right now. Abreu on deck. Casas the base runner with 2 gone and a 3-2 pitch. He golfed that one high in the air to left. Carlson plenty of time to find it, and he puts it away. 1 hit, 1 left. Red Sox 4, Orioles 1 in the bottom of the third inning. Lou Merloni, Dave O'Brien, Jemai Webster from Camden Yards. And a little knockdown of Arias as the third baseman has to get out of the way. And by the way, he's 4 for 8 against Tanner.
You got a guy that's really comfortable on you. I don't like the height of this, but you know, you can get him off that plate.
And he's hitting .412, so hot at the moment. And the 1-0. Tanner Houck's thrown the ball well in his career at Camden Yards. 4 appearances, a .225 ERA. Gave up a leadoff home run to Cedric Mullins. Also a base hit right after that to Rutschman. Then got the double play, which has been such a friend of his. 6-4-3 in the first inning. He's fanned 2 since then. Looking to make it 3 here on Arias. Ooh, close. 2-2.
Just missed too. Big sweeper. Tough to lay off that pitch. Scoso could have given you that.
And a wave and a miss. He looked helpless on that one. That sweeper. And his third strikeout.
Go right back to it. You want to lay off the close one? That's fine. I'm going to come back at you. Rios can't hold up. Interesting. Tanner right now is about 31 pitchers or so. He's thrown 3 4-seamers. This is new. This is what he wanted to work on in spring training, much like Bayo, how we reintroduced it last year. Something Tanner wants to just show to change the eye level.
Carlson and a strike.
Much like Bayo, his stuff, you know, sinker down, split down, slider down. You want to change the eye level. So you throw a few heaters up, maybe a handful, 5 to 10 a game.
Split can be deadly.
He's got a good one here tonight.
Yeah. 0-2. Mullins on deck. Tanner had a rough spring. He had 11.20 ERA in 4 starts. He said, yep, I was working through some things, sequencing. And in there, caught him looking. That's good morning, good afternoon, good night on Carlson. Back-to-back punch-outs by Tanner Houck.
Good backdoor sweeper here from Tanner. Gets that corner. But, yeah, spring training, there's no scouting reports. You know, you're not pitching to a lineup. It's about you and what you need. And really deep into camp, he needed to work on a few things. Even that last outing, he wasn't pitching to get guys out.
Sounds weird, but pitchers do it all the time in spring training.
And Core keeps mentioning, like, he threw 5 consecutive sinkers into a lefty, gave up a triple, scored a couple runs. You'll never see that in a regular season, but he's working on that 2-seamer in, right? At the lefty's hip, come back, get that inside corner. It's something he wanted to work on that day.
Bregman is in a few steps. If Mullins decides to drop down a bunt, he's a very good bunter. Well, he homered in the first inning, and he is 6 for 14, 2 home runs against Tanner. Bases empty and 2 gone. Strike. A muggy day here in Baltimore. He's gone to 3-1 on Mullins. Adley Rutschman next. Red Sox back home at Fenway Park for the Fenway opener 2:10 tomorrow. Walker Buehler has the ball. That's going to be ball 4. Mullins is on with 2 down. Eric Fetty, right-hander, will pitch for the Cardinals.
Second look at Walker Buehler as well. Another guy sort of threw the ball okay. I would say like he, Tanner, and Crochet threw the ball okay. Crochet finished at 5 innings, 2 runs. Tanner went out later on and gave up a couple in the 6th, and seemed like Buehler the same thing towards the end of his start.
Rutschman 1 for 1, a base hit. Rolls over on that, a foul ball. Richard Fitz, who actually had the best outing of anybody in that first series in Texas. He went 6, allowing 3 runs. He's 0-1, but he goes in game 2. And Sean Newcomb, the lefty, Massachusetts kid, going on Sunday. kid to me, anyway. Mullins, a base runner, not going. And a check swing and a foul. That got into the Red Sox dugout quickly.
Be a big game for Sean Newcomb. Be Sunday night baseball, right? Hometown. Be some friends and family. So there's a few tickets out there, I think, for some people.
Yep. On ESPN at 7 o'clock Sunday.
Although it's so different now. These guys got to actually pay a little bit. I mean, most of them can afford it, don't get me wrong.
0-2. It's under this and pops it up down the line. Campbell and Casas over there near the tarp, but it's off the netting.
See, I was lucky. When I played, we always had 2 family, 4 guests. And we'd just give them out. So there'd always be 2 or 3 guys that weren't using any of his tickets.
So you grab them.
I'm throwing 15 to 20 on a night. You know, like friends, family coming in the games, whatever it may be, but a little bit different now.
When you were playing for the Sox, it was 15, 20 a night?
A good 5 to 10 at least.
A lot of folks.
100%. Parents didn't miss.
0-2. That's when it really pays to have a great relationship with your teammates.
And they knew, you know, the guys were great about it. But yeah, you could just give them away. It's no big deal. We all had a big allotment of them.
2 down, and Mullins, the base runner, here in the 3rd. Runner holding, and a busted bat on the foul ball. Big shard of that came off. Right to the woodpile.
Kind of out in front of that, right? Right off the end. It'll be interesting. I think that's one of those torpedo bats. You can see the barrel thick in the middle. That one doesn't look like one. I'm having a tough time figuring it out. Some of these are really drastic and really small on the ends. Others aren't. They're all a little bit different. They're built for you individually. Find out where you most likely hit the baseball.
1-2 runner taken off. Here's the throw down. Tag, and he is safe. Mullins with the theft. So he gets into scoring position.
We see Narvaez, kind of like league average arm, but he really has a nice quick release that evens everything out. Still average kind of pop time. We saw the quick release out in Texas. He picked the guy off at first. But does a nice job behind the plate.
2-2 to Rutschman. Tanner fanned the first 2 men in the inning, then walked Mullins, and now a full count on Rutschman. He's been an all-star the last 2 years, switch hitter, and he's on. So back-to-back walks. Westberg is next, and Bailey is out.
Red Sox Foundation is guaranteeing a jackpot of $50,000 for the 50-50 raffle. Buy tickets at redsox.com/5050 through the 8th inning of Saturday's game for the chance to win half of the jackpot. You can see official rules for full details.
Saturday, our annual Red Sox Foundation game, which we look forward to every year. And the opportunity to enlighten on the great work of the foundation on behalf of the entire community. And the schedule for 4:10. And after St. Louis leaves town, the Toronto Blue Jays make their first visit. They're off to a good start.
Yeah, they are. They're swinging it. That's a team I don't think anybody really knows what to expect, right? Like, so many guys are entering free agency. Do they stay in it? Do they trade everybody away at the deadline and completely rebuild?
Won 4 in a row. Here's Westberg. Hot shot up the middle, base hit. Mullins rounding, and he will score standing up. Westberg picking on the very first pitch. That makes it 4-2. His 4th RBI.
Well, Tanner knows what he did here, right? He got 2 quick outs with some punch outs, and then got a dangerous hitter in Mullins. Was careful with Rutschman, but you know, you're up 4-1 here. Kind of still want to be in attack mode, make these guys earn it. You walk a couple guys with 2 outs and you pay the price.
So the 2-out walk scores, brings up O'Hearn, who is 0 for 1. First and second, 2 away.
You mentioned that Red Sox Foundation game. Makes you think awake right away. Every time I walk into this park now, Camden Yards, I think awake as well.
Me too. We were here when Tim passed away. We got the news that Tim had passed. And I remember Kevin Youkilis coming in with tears in his eyes. I don't know how he got through that broadcast. 2-0 and across for strike. Rutschman at second, Westberg on at first. Out trying to limit the damage here to the 1 run. And a little bit off in this inning. He's gone to 3 balls again. O'Neill on deck.
Dangerous hitter on deck too. You got to find it quick. You've lost it once you get 2 quick outs.
In there on a check swing, 3-2. O'Hearn does have 1 career home run against Tanner. A 4-2 game in the 3rd. Runners taken off, swung on and missed, and he does get out of it with 1 run. It's a big strikeout of O'Hearn. Fourth inning, Red Sox ahead 4-2. Abreu in the box against Charlie Morton. 2 starting pitchers have combined for 12 strikeouts already in 3 innings. For both guys, kind of an odd outing. Tanner Houck able to free himself with that big strikeout. And a base hit to right field by Wilyer Abreu. He's on for the 2nd time today. That one leads off the 4th. We'll bring up Christian Campbell.
You're going to call him Barry Bonds. That was the nickname they gave him down to minors last year because he just barreled everything. You could say the same for his early in his career here.
Campbell reaching base safely each of his first 7 games. And going up the middle, another base hit for him. He's 2 for 2. Abreu hits second, stops there. Campbell just continues to impress.
I didn't think you could hit a ball that softly. Right? Kind of doing all of that. But just gets a little ground ball, C&I. By the way, is that even... I have that registered at 104 exit velocity? Even just a little ground ball up the middle?
Didn't feel like it, but that's what it said. And Red Sox in business in the fourth right away. Brings up Narvaez, who fanned in his only plate appearance so far. Sox have 5 hits today, including 2 home runs. One by Campbell, one by Bregman. So Morton immediately in some trouble. They do appeal and no swing, says Hanahan.
Went a little far.
Okay.
In that check swing.
Off the end of the bat, little floater, center field, shallow, coming on Mullins. Runners get back, 1 away. Rafaela next. Charlie Morton was in the Astros rotation back in 2017 when they won the World Series. Of course, later punished in the sign stealing scheme, and he later said he regretted not doing anything to put a stop to that. He was the winning pitcher in both the ALCS Game 7 and World Series Game 7. Cedon will look at a strike. He's 0 for 1. He's popped up to first. Red Sox trying to add on, and it feels like one of those days 4 is not going to be enough.
Yeah. Although we said it the other day, a guy like Garrett Whitlock here who threw on Monday, when he goes 2 innings, Cora already said 2 days off. So he's unavailable last night. Well, the fact that Garrett Crochet went 8, he just pitched right through the need for Whitlock. So now he's available today. So it's important to get a lead late against these guys because the Orioles bullpen is that good.
It's outstanding. And you know, you're looking for that explosive game. 8 or 9. As you say, I like to get greedy. 10 or 12. Will today be that day? In the center field, Mullins charging it, plays it on a bounce. Abreu moves up to third and stops there. The bases are loaded. Cedon Rafaela with a single, and will bring up Duran. No place to put him with 1 away.
Well, this started really even last night for Rafaela. Kind of started seeing some pitches. I mean, he was at 75% rate first pitch swinging, right? He's just coming up, deciding to hack. He's starting to see a little more pitches here now, getting a couple of knocks, kind of getting into the season. Maybe trusting what he worked on in camp.
Jaron hitless last night. He has struck out twice here today, and he'll take a ball. 3 for 9 against Morton lifetime. Abreu at third, Campbell at second, Rafaela leading at first. Chased it. Four-seamer on the rise, and 1-1. Devers next. 1 out.
You're talking about that explosion. Sox have failed to score 5 runs in each of these first 6 games. That's the first time they've done it since 2009. They usually explode, right? Looking for that big number here today.
2-1 pitch. Stroked into left field. Carlson will make the grab. Tagging up. Here's Abreu. He will score easily. So give Duran his 4th RBI of the season. Hit it well. He picks up 1, 5-2.
If Jaron continues this approach here when we get home, he's going to like the results. We've seen a lot of balls driven the other way for him, maybe even left center, maybe being caught. But you know, at Fenway Park, and you start grooving that swing the other way, he can really abuse that wall.
Campbell at second, Rafaela at first, and 2 away. Rafi Devers drew a walk and scored a run in the first, and he was aboard when Bregman crushed his home run. He has since struck out. RBI opportunity knocking here for Rafael. A lot of at bats in his career against Morton. He is 10 for 38 off him. And that's a ball. 2-0.
Morton up to 81. It's not long for this one. 81 pitches.
A lot of strikeouts.
Tag on a couple more here before he gets out.
.92 with that four-seamer. Been riding about 94. Raffy with a couple of RBIs, picked one up last night with his first hit of the season, an RBI double. And a high fly to center field. Mullins is actually coming in a bit, and the side is retired. The Red Sox will strand two, but they pick up a run.
Offer to receive a Red Sox and Bruins co-branded hockey jersey. For more, visit redsox.com/Bruins.
Camden Yards, Baltimore, is still one of the best stops. If you're a baseball fan, you need to get here if you haven't already. A lot of Red Sox fans have over the years. But it remains a jewel. 5-2, Sox have the lead, bottom of the fourth inning. At the warehouse, looking back at you. Utah Street right below it. Tyler O'Neill 0 for 1. Now in baseball, the Dodgers remain undefeated at 8-0, but so do the San Diego Padres. They're 7-0. Fouled away on a bobblehead night. Shohei hits a walk-off. Of course he did. What did I read? That the Dodgers are going to have 4 bobblehead nights for him?
They're going to cash in. They're going to cash in on Shohei.
0-2.
That's the thing with that team. They can pummel you early, right? They can just jump all over you 4-5-0. But when they're down 5-0, it's also not over. Their bullpen's fantastic. It's going to be a great series, but they must be playing each other soon.
Got to be. Flied along the right field line. Abreu to get underneath it, has room to make the play in foul ground. And O'Neill is 0 for 2. Tanner Houck needs a quick inning. Labored a bit last inning despite striking out the first 2 men. Then he walked 2. Gave up an RBI hit. Came back with a big moment to strike out O'Hearn and snuff out the rest of that inning. Red Sox grab another run to lead 5-2. Toronto at 5-2. Then Tampa Bay 4-2. Followed by the Yankees, Baltimore, and the Sox in the AL East. Every single team in the American League Central has the identical record of 2-4.
How about that? We thought it was going to be balanced. That's not what I meant.
Swung on a miss by Kerstadt.
Kind of felt like the White Sox, they can't be as bad, right? They can't be as bad. They're still going to be bad. but the other 4 we thought would kind of be a close little race.
Cleveland, Detroit, Kansas City, Minnesota. The Atlanta Braves continue to go winless. They are now 0-7. A little panic maybe in Atlanta.
Ooh.
1-2.
You know what 1 and 4 felt like? I mean, at least you had like Abreu and Campbell and Duran and Bregman swinging a little bit. I don't know if they have a guy over 200. And they're 0-7.
Fly toward left center, and a dive and a miss by Rafaela. Got into the gap up against the wall. Kjerstad to second, and a double. It comes with 1 down here in the 4th inning. Rafaela leaving his feet in the gap, but came up short.
Yeah, this ball was going to get in the gap no matter what. And, you know, really, this is like kind of trust in a guy like Duran. Rafaela knows he can give it a bit because he knows that Duran is going to be over there, has the foot speed to make up and keep him off third. This had a double every day. I don't mind the effort at all from Rafaela, even though I don't really think he had much of a chance.
Jackson Holliday 0 for 1. He's flied out to left field. Made his major league debut at Fenway last year. Was not in the big leagues very long. Number 1 phenom in the game a season ago. Rolls over on this, softly hit to Tristan Casas. He'll take it to the bag. He wins that. Down to third goes Kjerstad, 2 away.
Yeah, you know, Jackson Holliday, number 1 prospect in all of baseball, and everybody comes into this league differently. You look at what Christian Campbell is doing right now, the first week of his big league career. Jackson came up, all the hype, remember, was at Fenway. 2 for 34. It started with 18 strikeouts. He went back down, he came up, he looked better. Obviously, he's still going to be a great player in this league, but you never know what that first 2 or 3 weeks are going to look like.
Man at third, 2 down, Urias. He struck out first time up. Is 4 for 9 against Tanner Houck. Red Sox up 5-2.
Really want to put up a 0 here. Did a nice job last inning, kind of executing a pitch on O'Hearn to get out of that jam with 2 outs, trying to do it again here.
2-0. Went the other way toward the gap, falling, and in for a hit. That scores a run. An RBI single for Urias. Continues to haunt Tanner Houck a little bit. 5-3. His 4th RBI in a young year.
He's a good player. You know, they're going to get Gunnar back. We think about utility guys. This is 93 in on the hands, kind of fights it off. Just drops it in the other way. He's off to a hot start here this year. Plays Gold Glove caliber defense. You get Gunnar back, that's your utility guy. That's a lot of depth in the infield.
Here's Carlson. He whiffed first time up. 5 hits now for Baltimore. And as was the case last inning, 2-out trouble for Tanner Houck. On the Urias base hit. His brother played for the Red Sox briefly. Mullins on deck.
Big trade deadline acquisition a few years ago.
Big one.
Yeah.
Didn't go over very well. There's the move of that time. Here's the 1-1.
Well, things have changed. Again, you Craig Breslow watching this game. Bregman's hitting a homer. Crochet did what he did. Chapman comes in to close, and Christian Campbell is on fire.
Mr. Breslow's had a rather big week. 1-2. They do appeal, and no, says Rackley. Campbell with a home run today. Crochet brilliant last night. And the Red Sox win to snap a 4-game skid. Urias getting his lead, a short one. It's rattled foul. So 2-2 on the number 9 hitter. Tanner's pitch count getting up there up to 74. Charlie Morton's is up there. So both of them have had their turns laboring today. And he's run it full. Does have a couple of walks, and one of them scored. That was Cedric Mullins in the 3rd inning. Trying to put away Carlson. Runner gets a head start. And he went. That's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Side retired, 1 run in. Morton's first pitch here in the 5th inning is across for a strike on Bregman. Red Sox getting their 3rd look at the 41-year-old right-hander. Bregman liked the look in the 1st inning, took him out of the ballpark. A no doubter to left for a 2-run homer. He is 1 for 2 on the day. And then it'll be Casas and Story. Heart of the order, 3, 4, 5. Sox up 5-3. They have out hit the Orioles 6-5. That's rocketed foul. Time now for a strong play of the game presented by your New England Chevy dealers. Together, let's drive.
That's what it looked like in the 1st. Bregman gets a sinker. 397 to left. 103.8 off the bat. That had to feel good getting number 1 of the year.
One, 2. Lofts that one down the line. Again, foul. Bregman taking a nasty spill on a defensive play between 3rd and 2nd in game 1. Really slammed his face into the dirt. He said at that moment he thought he did break his nose. Turns out no, but his neck really took the brunt of it. Said it was really sore, like being in a car wreck.
Cora asked him, "Where are you?" He responded with, "Here."
Here. 2-2 in there for strike 3. So 8 strikeouts for Morton. A weird outing for him. Back to Monday in that play.
Yeah, he went a long, long way, but look at how he hits the ground. That face hits really hard. Watch this. Oh, he got a little cut on that nose. Kind of a nice response, though, right? When they check on you, concussions. Where are you? Here.
Should be your standard answer.
Just trying to live in the moment.
Right where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
Casas 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout looking. Batting average slowly beginning to come up for Tristan. He'll rocket that one down the line. He hooks it, though. It's the best swing he's had, maybe. Foul ball. Jumped all over it.
I think this is kind of what we're talking about with him being a little bit more aggressive. You know, he has such a good eye that, you know, sometimes what he thinks is a ball or something that's not hittable, it really is. You know, you get ahead and count, you can go a little low, you can go a little high if you're aggressive. You can expand just a touch. We're not talking about swinging a ball in the dirt or at your eyes. Being a little more attack mode.
1-1 and fouled back. Story on deck. They've got activity in their bullpen. That's Brian Baker. As he starts to loosen. And we talked about Morton's pitch count up to 92.
So the kid last night, 96, 97, good slider.
And a swing and a miss, strike 3. It's 9 strikeouts for Morton. He puts away Casas for the second time.
This time it's not looking. It's just sinker. He just swings over the top of this one. 11th strikeout of the year, second one here today.
So nobody aboard for Story, who has struck out and flied out to left. Morton, a guy who toiled in the Braves system for almost 7 years before they called him up finally in 08. It wasn't until his mid-30s that he became an all-star level guy. First with Houston. Went 15-3 in 2018. 16-6 with the Rays. 14-6 with Atlanta again. Twice named to the National League All-Star team. But it took a little while. Spent last year in the Braves rotation, made 30 starts, which he's done 6 of the last 7 years.
I mean, 4 years in Atlanta was 30+ starts a year, 165 to 185, ERA under a 4.
And Horse, 1-2.
Give him everything they could ask for. Talking about ages, what, 37 to 40? Giving you 30+ every year in starts? Sign up for that all day.
Couple rings. Nobody aboard and 2 down. And Bray waiting on deck. And another strikeout. He strikes out the side, give him 10, but the Red Sox lead at 5-3. Birthday to Will Fleming, radio voice of the Boston Red Sox, celebrating a big one today. Dying to get home.
You won't say how old he is.
You won't.
That baby face of his.
He tried to beat it out of him and didn't happen yet because he looks painfully young. Always well hydrated.
Well, it's his birthday today, so he may have to be.
Might have to be. Cedric Mullins, a home run, a walk, couple of runs, so he's been a thorn in the side of Tanner Houck.
Yeah, and this is a big inning here. You got top of the order, third time through, 78 pitches. The pitch count was kind of where he was in Texas, where it sort of unraveled a little bit on him. And you know, one thing to keep an eye on Tanner, when he starts losing everything arm side, right? Sweeper, everything in that right-hander batter's box to lefties, start getting a little tired.
He falls by 3-1. Not as sharp getting ahead of the count, which he did all of the first half last year. Made fast work of hitters. 3-1 pitch. Rutschman has been aboard twice. He has singled and walked. He's next. Tanner trying to pick up his first W of the year. And a payout pitch. And that one misses everything, down and in, ball 4. Or did it hit him? And he will take his base. Meanwhile, activity in that bullpen.
Yeah, you just saw Cora kind of gesture to Narvaez, hey, go give him a talk. We got to get these guys up. You got Wilson and Kelly out there, double barrel. See how this one hitter goes. Again, the area where it sort of fell apart for him a little bit.
No, here comes Cora.
Going to make it now.
Mullins officially a hit batsman, got him on the back foot. As he takes his base and the manager is out, and he is making the move right here. After the leadoff man reaches, he's going to take no chances. So that's all for Tanner Houck. And Kelly about to enter here. Nobody out, one on in the 5th inning. So it becomes a bullpen game for the Red Sox from here on out. 5-3. Red Sox have the lead. More in a moment. Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Subaru of New England and the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. SubaruofNewEngland.com. WB Mason. Request your food service catalog today at WBMason.com. And by Viva Tequila Seltzer. Grab your Viva Tequila Seltzer today at all Market Basket locations. From Baltimore, Red Sox go to the pen. The BuyForNow.com call to the bullpen. It'll be Zach Kelly. Inheriting a runner at first base, and he'll get Rutschman to bat from the left side. Adley Rutschman today, a single and a walk.
Kelly's got a good fastball. We've seen it before, right? 96, 97. There's that little sweeper. Cutter changeup. Big combination for him.
Pitched well on Saturday night at Texas. 2 scoreless innings. No hits. First man out of the pen today. It's become a muggy day in Baltimore. Mullins still good wheels at first. Not running. 2-1.
He's that good cutter after a couple of sweepers. Talk about how important this inning is. You mentioned that bullpen out in Baltimore. You hold this 5-3 lead, you see a different cast of characters. You give it up or a tie ball game, now you start seeing Sir Anthony and Aiken and Cano.
On the infield, a little tapper to Campbell. Into second for an out there. Back to first and in time for the double play. Red Sox have turned 2 of them today.
Yeah, and this is a big one here for Kelly. I mean, Campbell kind of runs into this thing, a little awkward sort of overhand toss to it, but it gets the job done. It's an area, I tell you what, this team has been fantastic in turning double plays defensively, making the plays you need. It can stop rallies, and it just did right there. Now 2 outs.
Liking this combo. Story and Campbell. Bases empty for Westberg. Rolls that one to Bregman on the scoop and cuts him down. In the end, only 3 men step in. 5-3 Boston.
...1975 Red Sox, and bring you all the festivities from the home opener. This Friday night Fenway matchup is fueled by Friendly Toast.
Weather's going to be really nice. It's going to be in the 60s for the home opener. Packed house at Fenway saluting the 1975 American League champs. So both teams now into their bullpens. Here comes Brian Baker on in relief of Morton, who had a bizarre performance today. He struck out 10, but he also gave up 5 earned runs and 2 homers. So Red Sox piling up the strikeouts 10 times today. He struck out the side in the 5th, and now Baker. Abreu today with a walk and a run and a single and a run.
The team continues to rack up the strikeouts. It's one area that you felt like needed to improve this year, and it really hasn't. Still kind of leading the league in Ks.
Popped up, that's foul, off to the left.
You know, and I'm not so sure it's really about like a Red Sox approach. I think it's personnel. You got some swing and miss in the lineup. You know Devers is going to swing and miss. Casas' numbers going up. Story swung and missed his career.
One and 2. So that was a focus that hasn't changed. You know what has changed? Red Sox defense. Just to see a double play turn and then, you know, a ground ball, which is probably a slightly above average effort play for Bregman. Done. End of the inning.
You got to play defense to win in this league. That's why he lost a lot of games the last couple years.
At least has to be average. Got a piece of that to stay alive. Campbell on deck. Story back fully healthy. Goes a long way on that. Bregman at third.
Well, consistency. And you haven't had it because Trevor Story hasn't stayed healthy. So it's 10 different shortstops, 4, whatever it is, second basemen, right? And new combo every day.
Lost count of the second baseman.
Yeah. So if you can stay with what we're seeing, you know, Campbell, Story, Bregman on an everyday basis, you mix in a guy like David Hamilton that is a plus defender at second base as well. You keep guys healthy, you are going to be a much better defensive team.
It was a crusher the last few years. 1-2 pitch. Of course, the Red Sox have to be far better at home than they have been in recent seasons. It's another one on the checklist that has to improve. Cora talks about it all the time. You got to protect your building. 2-2. Fouled away. Good at bat here again for Abreu. All the good Red Sox teams, the postseason teams, they were exceptional at home. By him. Strike three. It's 11 times for the Sox today. Campbell with a 2-run shot in the second.
I don't know how we get this ball 104, but he does. It's a low breaking ball, but he does get extension. It just looks like he's way out in front of it, and this kid continues to amaze. 74.2 bat speed, and this is where you're starting to see he is elite in this game.
He's added a single, so he's 2 for 2. Let's get out of Jemai.
Yeah, no question about that, Lewis. Swings faster than nearly 90% of all major leaguers, and I had a conversation with him pregame in the dugout about how he was able to develop that elite trait. And this offseason, he said he dove headfirst into that along with Red Sox oversight by implementing swinging with the weighted bat, utilizing different lengths to control swings. It's turned into one of his best tools, and the Red Sox rave about it. The brass. His first career home run off Jacob Webb was hit at 112.2 miles per hour exit velo. And for context, last year in the majors, according to Major League Baseball, less than 0.5% of batted balls reached 112. And Campbell, of course, did that on day 3 as a major leaguer.
He grounds out to third here. 2 up, 2 down, and the Red Sox 6th. And in front of Carlos Narvaez doing the catching today. He has punched out and flied out. 5 runs, 6 hits for the Red Sox, 3 runs, 5 hits for Baltimore. Floated down the line. Is it going to stick? It will. It drops in fair. Little base hit for Carlos here with 2 down. Found the right spot.
Center fielder number 3, Cedar Rafaela.
Just kind of carves a little inside fastball. 97 from Baker down that line, and Carlos was 1 for 3 in that first start out in Texas. 1 for 3 here again.
So it gets the inning to Cedar Rafaela. 1 for 2, a base hit today. He's due to really drive one. 7 hits now for the Sox.
I thought you were going to do it again. See, Bregman's due to hit a homer. He hits a bomb. I thought you were kind of feeling it today, Obi.
Well, let's see what happens with the rest of the at bat. Duran next. And he's in the hole 0-2. The Sox beginning the season with a span of 20 games in 21 days.
I feel like we've been on the road for 21 days.
I mean, lying.
You've been on the road for like a month, right, Mr. Basketball?
25 days. But who's counting? They need to do some laundry badly. Yanks that one to Holiday. He'll go the short way to retire the side. 1 hit, 1 left. is brought to you by Nissan. Shop NissanUSA.com today. And by Plymouth Rock, the official auto and home insurance provider of the Boston Red Sox. Bottom of the 6th inning. Lou Merlone, Dave O'Brien, and Jemiah Webster on what's turned into a sunny day here in Baltimore. And Justin Wilson is the next man out of the pen. Last year was Cincinnati, used a lot. Pitched a hitless, scoreless 7th inning Sunday at Texas.
Wilson was one of the lefties they added in the offseason, kind of like a lock on this team. 95, 96. Good little cutter sweeper, slider.
O'Hearn 0 for 2 with 2 punch outs. Red Sox with a shutout win last night behind the newly signed ace Garrett Crochet. Enjoyed our chat with him today. He put on the headset. He was kind enough to join us. He's a very thoughtful guy. He answers thoughtfully.
And the thing is, he's not just a thrower. Like, he can pitch. You know, the changeup he brought out last night was fantastic.
11 of them. Little ground ball to Campbell. 1 out. You know, we talk about the radar gun with him. Touching 98, 99, whatever, riding at 96. But I'm with you. The changeup was like, whoa, wait a minute.
All he needed was 11 of them. You know what I mean? Just to put something in the back of your mind. When you're a right-handed hitter and it's like paint fastballs in 97 and then cutters in, you drop that little changeup, it messes with you.
O'Neill going for the downs. He's 0 for 2.
That's why he got a lot of swing and miss with it.
First time in his career going 8 innings. What a time to do it. The end of 4-game skid. How many times have we been fortunate enough over the years to cover Pedro, to cover Chris Sale, guys like that? And if the Red Sox were scuffling, even if they don't say it right out loud, it was like, I got this. I got it. Don't worry about it. I'm going to go out and put out a lot of zeros. Now Castle on deck.
And you need it too. That bullpen needs it, right? You don't want to wear everybody out today. It's like you're going to get some guys in here who haven't really thrown that much.
Wilson's 0-2.
Keeps the bullpen fresh. It's one of the things the last couple of years. You know, they came out and threw the ball real well, the bullpen the first half of the season, but they just got leaned on. And by the end of the year, they had nothing left. You kind of saw that in July and August when it started really hitting them.
T.O. with the home run on opening day in Toronto. What he has so far. Nobody aboard for him and 1 away. And let's see, that's going to be a violation on Wilson. Didn't get it there in time, so it's a ball and you count 2-2.
I always find it interesting to see a pitcher do this. I think Tyler O'Neill's like, okay, fastball up, right? Because it's a little bit of a guessing game here with 2 strikes, but that's still where you want to attack him.
Back out of play as he hangs in. Tyler's dad, a great supporter of his son, and he's in town to watch him, the former Mr. Canada.
Saw him in the elevator a few times at the hotel. He is still jacked. I don't know how old he is, but he is shredded.
It's embarrassing for the rest of us. 2-2. And he's run it full.
I mean, his oldest kid's about 2 years old. He's got a 6-pack. Tries popping out everywhere. Little 2-year-old running around. No sleeves. just like his dad.
3-2. By him. Struck him out. 2 down in the 6th. Good zip on that at 96.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why you bring in a guy like Wilson. Now, last year, kind of had a tough year in Cincinnati, but the fastball is there. The swing and miss profile has been in his past, and you just want a little more power from the left side. He's not Chapman, but still 96 with a swing and miss. You got Bernie living down that 91, 93 range, right? Sinking it, cutting it. This guy gets a little more swing and miss.
So at Mountcastle, the hitter, Bailey out there with the scouting report. And Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox, providing first aid and all sorts of great stuff, supporting Red Sox scholars as well. Learn more at bidmc.org. Kerstad was in there in right field. Now Mountcastle hitting at his spot, a 6-hole. Red Sox ahead 5-3. Looking to get out of town here, Baltimore, with the series win. And home tomorrow against the St. Louis Cardinals. So Alex Bregman wearing a Red Sox uniform for the first time in front of the Fenway faithful.
It's early, right? But you really want to hold on to this one. Not only win a series, again, it's AL East opponent. You want to play better in your division, but going back 3-4 after a tough start, a lot different than 2-5, isn't it?
And with a 2-game winning streak. And Devers has a couple of hits. And Crochet's done what he's done. Momentum indeed. Ways to go yet today. 2-1 to Mountcastle. There's good power. And a strike. And Mountcastle didn't like that one.
Brings that little slider back door. That caught the corner.
Did. Golfs that one foul. A lot of blue sky now. We got here to the ballpark earlier today, this morning. It was cloudy. They were just taking the tarp off the field. It looked like rain showers would play a part, but it's turned into a really nice day.
Beautiful here. Really lucky too. What are we, close to 70?
Yeah.
Used to the first week outdoors being in the 40s.
3-2. Jackson Holiday to hit next, but Wilson's trying to end it this 6th inning on this pitch. On the pinch hitter Mountcastle, 3-2. Dribbler foul. Tanner Houck getting the start today, pitching into the 5th inning, did not get an out in the 5th, and was lifted with the Red Sox in the lead. Here comes the 8th pitch of this at bat. And a ground ball. That's going to be fair past Bregman down the line. Mountcastle racing into second and trots in with a stand-up double with 2 down.
Well, got a little slider. This one caught a little bit too much of the plate, but then again, it's 3-2. You want to throw the breaking ball for a strike. You don't want to walk guys with a 2-run lead. You got to make them earn it. And he just places it right down the line out of the reach of Bregman.
Holiday on the day 0 for 2. He's flied out and he's grounded out. But hitting .286, he does have a home run. A man at second. Weissert up in the Sox pen.
Yeah, you got to believe this might be the last guy being the lefty with Urias on deck. Hopefully he doesn't get to that.
2 away. The Holiday's a great baseball family. Jackson's dad, Matt, was a 7-time All-Star. He was at Fenway when Jackson made his major league debut April 10 last year. Got a little brother, Ethan, who may be better than all of them, from what we're told.
He's a big kid, his brother. They list Jackson at 6 feet. I stood next to him. I think that's being joked. But his brother apparently is like 6'3". He's projected maybe be the #1 pick.
He had an NIL deal as a high schooler. His brother. Ground ball up the middle. It's exactly where Story is, behind the bag, and gets him. That'll retire the side. Nothing comes of the double.
And take a look at the video board for today's scoreboard.
Stream MLB Network 24/7 this entire season. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Well, guys, we talked about it earlier in the telecast. It was nice to see Rafael Devers break out of that skid last night, but the Red Sox still looking to ignite the offense's full complement of batters. I was talking with hitting coach Pete Fatsi about this lineup, getting Casas, Rafael involved, both guys with base knocks here today, but he mentioned to me we're still at the beginning of this, and he likes the way things are trending with them. He told me, though, we can afford to challenge opposing pitchers a little bit more, be in command of the strike zone with intent, and always be ready to hit.
Yeah, Rafi, his first couple of hits, we thought maybe the world coming off his shoulders finally, but he said, you know what, I was more concerned about everybody else and how upset they were about my bad start. So go figure. Mountcastle taking over at first, and O'Hearn moves to right field for Baltimore. As we get the 7th underway, Red Sox by 2, and Duran has driven in one of those with sac fly. He's 0 for 2 today. Then Devers and Bregman against Keegan Aiken, the lefty. And a hold on Mondays. He worked a perfect inning in the Orioles victory here. That one driven into left field, hit well. Carlson's backing up, turns, makes the play. Had to face up to it. A couple of good swings for Jaron today without a lot to show for it.
He's in the wrong ballpark. Got to save these for the homestand. Right, this ball's off the wall. He's been swinging it great to left field. Not really getting much love here so far early in the year, but nice approach, barreling balls the other way.
And led the American League in doubles last year, 48. Rafi 0 for 2 with a walk and a run. He was aboard when Bregman homered in the first inning. And he'll fly that one pretty well hit, but Carlson there to put that away. 2 down. Devers 0 for 3.
Third baseman number 2, Alex.
But at least it looks just like an 0 for 3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like an 0 for 3, game 1 through 4 or 5, it was no chance 0 for 3.
Striking out, missing it by 6 inches.
Yeah. So he's still obviously not where he wants to be, but
making far better contact. Bregman 2-run homer and a pair of strikeouts today. The Sox have fanned 11 times, but they lead it 5-3.
Yeah, a little surprise too with the swing and miss here from Bregman. That's his 8th strikeout on the year, and less than 30 at bats. He's usually a guy that strikes out 11-12% of the time.
Hammers that one. That's a fair ball, hooked inside to back down the line. And he will trot to second base. Got himself a double along with the home run. This comes with 2 down. Red Sox trying to get on the scoreboard again.
Yeah, you'd love to see him just jump on this pitch again. You know, this is a guy that's played all his years in the league, right? 9th year in the league. He's never struck out 100 times. He's had 4 seasons where he's had more walks than strikeouts. You know, and he's got 8 early on, but again, it's early, trying to find it. Good little day here today.
30 doubles last year. First of the season comes in Baltimore this year. Casas trying to pick him up. 1 for 3 with a single. Strike 1. Trevor Story on deck. And Aikens 0-1. High fly ball left field, well hit. Carlson's back there, and it is gone. Home run, Tristan Casas. His first of the year, a 2-run shot. The 3rd time today the Red Sox have blasted a 2-run homer. And the Red Sox have scored more runs today than in any game this season, as they lead it 7-3.
Well, you got some boys here starting to feel right? And this is Tristan Casas. We talked about hitting the ball the other way his last at bat, and now he drives the ball the other way out of the park. This is a good aggressive swing. You know, 0-1. He's not sitting around. He takes that heater, drives it the other way, and good to see him going. And a few others in this lineup before opening day back in Boston.
377 feet. Trevor Story trying to get out of the way of a pitch that goes to the backstop. Another look.
Yeah, fastball. You know, we were talking about they're attacking him away, making him hit the ball the other way, and he's been kind of pull happy quick on the front side. This one, maybe it's the lefty that kept him in there a little bit more, thinking drive the ball the other way, and it's a beautiful swing.
2 hits for Tristan today. Story looking for his first. He's 0 for 3. 7-3 the Sox here in the 7th inning. And again, 3 2-run homers for Boston. 1 and 2 on Story. Bregman, Campbell, and now Casas in the home run column. Abreu on deck. So the Red Sox offense beginning to wake up. Had 10 hits last night in the victory in support of Crochet. They got 9 more today, and the big flies. And a liner, but that's going to be fouled off the bat of Story.
Well, walking in here in this series, Devers didn't have an RBI. Bregman, Casas, or Story. Devers got a couple last night. Bregman got a couple here today in his first extra base hits of the year. Same thing with Casas. Big home run. And we saw Trevor Story get 3 last night, or the night before.
Pops that up. Mountcastle cruising on and will make the play over near the tarp to retire the side. Red Sox on the board again. Casas with a big shot. 7-3 Sox. Twins in the original 6 matchup tonight. Pregame coverage starts at 6. They drop the puck at 7 only on NESN and streaming on NESN 360. Well, it's turned into a beautiful day in more ways than one for the Red Sox here in Baltimore, and they lead at 7-3. Tristan Costas going downtown. So is Alex Bregman, and so is Christian Campbell. Confirming with Elias, Campbell is the first Red Sox player to ever have at least 10 hits, 6 extra base hits, and 4 walks in the first 7 games to start his career. First keep on coming for the kid.
Impressive.
Slayton on to pitch here in the 7th. We saw Whitlock getting some jogging in out there in the bullpen. Urias the batter. He's gone 1 for 2 with an RBI hit. And a liner for a base hit into left. Leadoff man on here for Baltimore in the bottom of the 7th.
Urias keeps swinging it. You know, last time we saw Slayton, it was the first game here. Unlike him, was unable to get an out. Get 4 runs on 3 hits with a walk. Remember, a couple of those balls weren't hit hard. That was actually, he was out there when Bregman made that play, and a couple of broken bat hits against him the other night, trying to rebound here today.
Carlson's 0 for 2 and a couple of Ks. Nothing in 1. Home opener tomorrow. Right here on NESN at 2:10. Walker Buehler will have the ball to start it. Pre-game's on at noon. Led by TC, and then Richard Fitz to go on Saturday, and Sean Newcomb the lefty on Sunday. It's Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. Mullins on deck. Red Sox with a bit of a cushion for the bullpen. 2-1. Pumped in there. Tanner Houck got the start today. Bullpen came on in the 5th inning. Just got a piece of that. 2-2.
Good curveball. He really likes that cutter. It's the pitch he throws more than anything. 93, 92. Curveball off of it. Still got 97 in the tank, too.
Nobody out, and Slayton with a 2-2 home. And dropped it in there to strike him out. Frozen with a sweeper. 1 away.
He's got that one as well. I mean, it's a 4-pitch mix that he pounds his own with. That's why the other night it was so uncharacteristic to see him sort of struggle and give up, walk a guy, give up 3 hits. Because a lot of times you see Slayton come in this game and it's just quick work. But they know he throws strikes. They're aggressive on him.
Mullins has not made an out. He's cracked a home run. He's walked, stolen a base, and been hit by a pitch. Red Sox relievers have allowed 0 earned runs in 14 of their 15 outings. Penn leading the American League in ERA coming into play today at 2.12.
I think Slayton's the only one that's been touched. Now, you know, this early in the year when you don't get an out and they tack on 4 earnings, like that ERA climbs, right? And it takes a while to get that thing down.
Chapman got the save last night, his first with Boston. He saved the game for 7 different teams. Aroldis Chapman.
It'll be interesting to see if he can avoid him here today. You know, the last couple of years, Chapman on 0 days rest has not been sharp.
No, it's been pretty bad.
Yeah, last year they hit 304. 9 walks in 11 innings. And this is a guy that's a career of 168 batting average against. It's just Doesn't bounce back.
Mullins watches that one all the way into the mid. Alex Cora has said effectively that doesn't scare him off using him on back-to-back days. But they're going to monitor it.
Well, you're getting your first eyes on it. Maybe you identify what's going on in these back-to-back days. Maybe he is getting older, but you trust him. He's been throwing the ball well.
3-2 to Mullins. And he'll bloop that one into center field. Raffaella coming in, plenty of time. Out number 2. Rutschman next.
Well, you get Mullins to get out. It feels like it can't get him out. It's almost like how the Orioles feel about Campbell at this point.
Been that way his entire career, really, against the Red Sox, hasn't he?
Really good player.
Well, Rutschman, a base hit, a walk. He's also been doubled up. Barria's still glued to first base after his single. Rutschman certainly one of the better hitting catchers you're going to find in big league baseball. And elite when it comes to blocking pitches in the dirt.
Yeah, and a real patient hitter. He makes you work. He knows the zone.
One took a big old hack. 1-2. They're not completely whole, but they're going to get a huge piece back in Gunnar Henderson, they believe, tomorrow when they go to Kansas City as he comes off the IL.
The question for this Oriole team is going to be starting pitching, right? Burns is out the door. Grayson Rodriguez, he's on the IL.
Because the bullpen is outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, you're leaning on Eflin, you're leaning on Morton, you know, you're leaning on some of these guys, and let's see where this takes us. Povich is in there now as your 5th starter. It's the rotation that would be the concern for Hyde. But they can still swing it, and they got a heck of a bullpen.
1-2 on Rutschman. And he's going to take that one just a tad low. 2-2. Bottom half of the 7th inning in Baltimore. Red Sox with 3 home runs today. Ground ball and right there to the backhand of Casas for the out to retire the side. Straining 1.
Run shots. It started with Alec Bregman's first of the year in the 1st inning, and then Christian Campbell somehow got this ball out in the 2nd, and then that beautiful up swing from Tristan Casas. 3 2-run shots. Sox up in this one 7-3.
Got to feel great for Tristan. who has started to swing it much better here the last couple of days, and he's 2 for 4. Bregman with a blast, and Campbell with a very impressive home run in the second inning. Well, I'm not sure what he's done lately that hasn't impressed. Here's Matt Bowman coming out of their bullpen. He's their 3rd reliever to be used today. Right-hander will get Abreu, Campbell, Narvaez scheduled to bat. As we go to the 8th inning, Red Sox up by 4 runs. On the day, Willier with a walk, a base hit, a K. He has scored 2 of the runs. He's been an on-base machine. 652. That OBP. Sox with 9 hits, the Orioles with 7. Fly it into left center field. Carlson will get there in plenty of time. 1 out. Meanwhile, plenty of activity out there in the pen. Weissert and Whitlock side by side.
Think the Sox don't score, it's Whitlock. Put one more up, it's Weissert. 2 righties.
B. Campbell 2-run homer and a single today. He's 2 for 3.
This is where you have the benefit of a guy like Witt, right? You can give him the 8th and 9th. Well, he could go 1 inning. It doesn't have to be 2 all the time, so he's down for 2 days in a row. It can be 1 inning at a time, so he's available.
Gives you options. Which Cora loves.
Every manager loves that.
A guy like that is so valuable to go multi-innings and really dominate. Campbell upset with himself on that swing. A little comebacker. He's out. 2 up, 2 down.
Oh, you just saw Corey yesterday sitting at that top step watching Garrett Crochet throw the baseball, you know. And I think that's what he feels. He feels like he's got more options. He's got an ace on the mound. He's got some arms in the bullpen. He's a deep roster to the point where he's got good players on the bench that he feels like he needs to get in games. Good feeling for him.
Narvaez 1 for 3, a base hit last time up. And we'll foul it away, strike 1. You can certainly hope you can be in the ballpark for the home opener at Fenway. Nothing like it. Tomorrow at 2:10 against the St. Louis Cardinals. If you can't join us right here on Nesson for the broadcast at 2:10, pregame starting at noon. What should be a really nice day at Fenway. And Mother Nature will cooperate. It'll be beautiful. 1-1. And strike.
And the Cards playing good baseball. They're swinging it.
Yeah. Unexpectedly.
Yeah. The catcher yesterday, Herrera, what did he hit? 3 home runs?
Yes.
Nolan Arenado swinging it well. That'll be an odd day for him, right? All the rumors swirling about possibly coming to Boston. I think he pretty much openly said he wants to be here.
He's been such a great player. He's played the best third base I've ever personally seen at Fenway Park. You know, several years ago when he came in with Colorado, and you could not hit anything by him.
Over the bag, in the hole, everything.
Almost into the dugout. A great player.
But I
think you're right. Yeah.
Felt like Bregman was their choice. And if they can't work something out, you wonder if Arenado would have been here. Like, who knows? Like I said, it's all rumors, right? But him walking in there thinking maybe what could have been over the weekend.
2 out, bases empty. Bregman's also going to get a giant hand. As Crochet will, Campbell will. Fenway tomorrow afternoon.
You know, it's funny, you play, what, 7 games here? get the nerves out. And then you go into opening day at Fenway for the first time if you're Christian Campbell, and all of a sudden the nerves come right back. You know, like you're starting to really kind of relax and play, and we'll see. But it's a different animal when you're there opening day.
Three and two on Narvaez. Rafaela would hit in this inning given the opportunity. Red Sox up 7-3. Ninth pitch of the at bat coming up. Bregman with a 2-run homer in the first inning. Campbell with a 2-run homer in the second inning. Casas a 2-run homer in the seventh. Sox added a run in the fourth. He hangs in there.
Good at bat by Narvaez. You know, your backup catcher, you're asking him to catch a good ball game, see if he can contribute a little bit, put some good at bats together. We've seen that now in 2 starts. A couple of knocks, 1 in each.
In play to Westberg at second. And that'll do it. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Let's see who's coming on. Whitlock. It is 7-3 Boston.
Or Braves, or enjoy Fenway weekends against the Yankees, Dodgers, and Astros. Visit redsox.com/travel to plan your trip.
Getting late in Baltimore. Red Sox 7, Orioles 3, and here comes Garrett Whitlock. So far he's been outstanding. Tossed 2 scoreless innings on Monday here. 13 appearances against the Orioles, second most against a single team, and he has a 1.45 ERA against them.
Oh, he's been sharp. You're giving him everything you can. 3 appearances now, gone a couple innings, and again, he is a weapon. You know, if you wanted to stay away from Chapman today, you give him the ball for 2 innings, right? Give him an extra day's rest. That's when you just sort of know your players, and Cora's trying to figure out, you know, what he wants to do. I'm sure he's got a pretty good idea of what he's expecting out of Whit here.
A big part of the batting order here. Another reason Whitlock is in the game here in the bottom of the 8th. 3, 4, 5. Westberg has a hit that drove in a run in the 3rd inning. O'Hearn next, and then O'Neill. Westberg 1 for 3. And he'll take a ball. Zach Kelly, Justin Wilson, Justin Slayton. They've been used today. Drilled in there for strike 97. 2-2. Westberg, good power. Able to lay off that slider. 3-2. by 4. And he will take ball 4. What he had in mind there with a 4-run lead. And will send up O'Hearn, who has gone quiet today, 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts. Red Sox with their best offensive performance of the season here today. That'll be ball 1, and Narvaez would like a word.
Yeah, good little trip here by Carlos. You know, one of the great things about Whitlock and that fastball at 97, it gets on you, is because of the great extension. And this year it's even more. 7 feet 5 inches. It's always like 7'2", but when he releases the baseball, it's 99th percentile, and it's just on top of you.
Well, a walk. He's fallen behind O'Hearn. Did he offer? He did. Dave Rackley quick to react there. Crowd didn't like it, but a swing and a miss.
That was close. He might have held up there, but you'll take it.
By him. 85 on the slider, 1-2.
It's not the sweeper. That's more the vertical one, right? Up and down that he wants versus lefties for exactly that reason, to get underneath the bat.
Looking to put him away. Cut on and miss, struck him out. They like that breaking ball. And they get O'Hearn with that. 1 away.
He went back to it. This is not more up and down. This is more down and in, and O'Hearn just can't lay off of it.
Tyler O'Neill on the day, 0 for 3s. Sent a couple of flies to the outfield and struck out. Whitlock getting ahead. It was a really strange pitching day, quite frankly, for both starters, Tanner Houck and Charlie Morton. But Morton had a really weird one. He struck out 10. Liner and a leap, and it's going to drop. Bregman will hustle it into second base and get the out there on the force play. In and out of the glove, but he recovered in time to set down Westberg.
Yeah, no panic. I like it. You know, Westberg's over there. He's got to freeze the minute Alex goes up. He's got to think he's going to catch this ball. But again, one of the secrets too is not panicking. Right? How many times you see guys double grab for this ball right here? You know, double grabbing for it and just can't find it. Everybody's safe. Takes his time, picks it up. Good strong throw to second.
Right off the heel. Mountcastle has won at bat today. He's ripped a double. One of the 7 hits for Baltimore. Sox have 9. Right through that one. It's dropped, but no advance by the runner. O'Neill on at first with 2 away. 2 strikes on Mountcastle. He went. That's a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's the end of the inning. We go to the 9th. Red Sox 7, Baltimore 3.
It's now time to announce the winner of today's 50.
Back for the ninth inning. Cedar Rafaela ready to swing. And the Red Sox lead it 7-3. Nobody else warming in the bullpen. We know this about Alex Cora. When he's had a team that can win, he goes for the jugular to win the game. See what he does if Chapman does enter the fray. Swing and bunt, and down he goes. Rutschman will get him. Rafaela retired, one away.
CVS Health is a leading healthcare solutions company and a trusted partner for every meaningful moment of health. Learn more at cvshealth.com.
Top of the order, Duran in search of his first hit today. Does have an RBI. He's actually hit the ball really hard a couple of times. And in the fourth inning, drove in a run with a sac fly and a drive to left. Hit a line drive to left in the seventh. It was caught. Nothing in one. Raffy next.
To your point, I mean 7-3 here, not really save opportunity, but if you get a couple more runs, you try to save Whitlock.
Line shot to right this time. O'Hearn there though. Nothing to show for some really good cuts today by Jaron. 2 up, 2 down.
I mean, not a save situation, but you think about game 1 in Texas, Chapman at the 8th, Slayton got the save. And last night it was Chapman, more traditional type, right? Coming in, getting it done. And today you could have Whitlock finishing the game. And this is, I think, the beauty of having all three of these guys. We always talk about closer by committee. It doesn't work. Well, it doesn't work if you don't have guys with good stuff and guys that can't close. When you get 3 of them that can, you're in good shape.
Rafael 0 for 3 with a walk and a run. He was aboard when Bregman blasted a home run in the first inning. And Chapman taking a seat. He was just kind of strolling around out there, stretching his legs. 0-2. So we're off the Raffy hit watch. Looking for that first big blast of the year. Here comes the 0-2. And he'll lay off, and that's outside. Ball and 2 strikes, 2 away.
He's one of those day savers, especially early in the year. You know, you just got 2 knocks last night. You're feeling good. 0 for 3 last at bat. Just check in for 1, right? A little 1 for 4. Keep the train moving.
And there it is.
Beautiful.
On the money. Raffy with the base hit here in the 9th inning with 2 away.
Well, it's just part of it. You felt good last night. You finally slept, probably. And I know he says it wasn't bothering him, but come on. You're sitting there, you're living on a, 0 for 21? It's bothering you. So you feel good. And now you kind of check in with the one more little 1 for 4 with a walk. This ball was absolutely smoked.
Nick Holiday agrees.
Almost got Bowman.
Bregman, 2 hits today, a home run and a double. 2 for 4. Red Sox for the second day in a row hit 10 hits. So things have been changing here these last couple of days in Baltimore for the better. Bregman, his first home run of the season. Campbell hit his second. Casas hit his first. All of those 2-run homers. Big part of the scoring obviously today. One and 2. We'll talk about this a lot tomorrow, but Bregman's performance at Fenway over the years has been nothing short of spectacular. Got a swing that was built for Fenway. Home runs, doubles, hits everything at Fenway.
Well, Minute Maid's so unique, it's got a short porch in left. So Fenway's really the only ballpark where you go after playing in Minute Maid and kind of feel comfortable, right? Still got that green monster out in left and kind of fits his approach.
Fly toward the gap in right center. O'Hearn chasing it. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Devers rounding, and he's going to score. Bregman with another extra base hit. His third on the day, and the Red Sox lead it 8-3. He has driven in his third run as well. So the Devers hit a little more meaningful, and Bregman has a big afternoon in front of Fenway.
Came into this game with no extra base hits. Right, got a home run and a couple of doubles. And I like this one too, using the whole field. We know he's a dead pull hitter, but every once in a while this needs to happen. Kind of keep pitchers honest, right? You're going to keep peppering me away. I'm going to drive it the other way for that little double. Like seeing that smile there as well.
And 3 for 5. 2 doubles and a home run for Alex Bregman. Rutschman out for a visit. Tristan Casas now looking for his third hit today. Singled in the third inning and belted the 2-run homer in the 7th inning. Conversation you'd love to have an ear on, huh?
Well, Bregman likes talking to the kids, right? We saw it all camp long.
Yeah, truly a mentor for so many of them, and to mention buying them suits so they can look sharp on the road.
All that he can afford his own.
So can Campbell now. Fly that one foul.
Yeah, if you're Bregman and you bought Christian Campbell a suit, after he signs that deal, do you ask for the money back?
Ask for something in return, maybe a Rolex. Campbell another nice day with a home run.
I was going to say the Sox are lucky they got that deal done when they did. Another week or two, it might be 3 times the amount that they got Campbell for.
You're not kidding. 2 down, a man at second. 8-3 Boston. Foul tip to the mitt. 0-2. Last night, a different kind of Red Sox victory behind Garrett Crochet, who was brilliant. Red Sox doing it more with the bats today. Fouled away. Swinging the Shillelagh to the turn of 11 hits. To 7 for Baltimore. Red Sox flexing some muscle today with the home runs and the doubles. And with 2 down, still an opportunity to add on here for Tristan Casas. 0-2. There goes Bregman. A little bounding ball for Holiday. Side is retired. Red Sox add on. Bregman delivers again. 2 doubles and a home run for him. Now the lefty Bernardino still warming up out there in the bullpen, but Whitlock's going to stay on to pitch here in the bottom of the ninth inning, at least at the outset. He'll get the bottom third of the order. And of course, you do have Cedric Mullins if one of those guys reaches. Holiday, though, is 0 for 3. On the day, a fly out, a couple of ground outs. Red Sox ahead 8-3 in the bottom of the ninth. And looking to take the series.
You say you got a 5-run lead. Why not pull Whitlock out of this game? But I feel like early on they have a plan. We saw this his rookie year. They really took care of him. Coming off the Tommy John, the Rule 5 pick. And I think this year, as good as he's looked, we forget the injuries the last couple years. This guy has been through a lot. So if they're going to tell him we're going to go 2 innings at a whack here for the first month and let's see how everything goes, so be it.
Been through a lot on and off the field. 2-1, a wave and a miss.
But I think Bernie's up there because of a pitch count. They probably also don't want to see it go too far. Or maybe you're right, Cedric Mullins due up 4th. We'll see what happens.
2-2 on Holiday. Arias on deck. Bounce that one, 3-2. Red Sox have used 4 relievers today after Tanner Houck departed the mound in the 5th inning. At that time, it remained a close game. 3-2, hammered toward the gap. Durant can't get it. That's going to take a hop right up against the wall. And Holiday is on with a double. That starts the 9th inning for the Birds.
Well, this is just a little sinker that gets up and away. Yeah, but give Holiday credit. He covers that up and away quadrant and stays on it and drives this ball to the gap. Easy double.
Arias has a couple of hits today. One of them drove in a run in the 4th inning. He's 2 for 3. Red Sox dropped the opener here in Baltimore. Came back and won last night after the day off. Behind Garrett Crochet. Leading by 5 in the 9th here. And that's in there for strike. Again, 97. So good to see that from Garrett.
Yeah, I like that's a strike too, right? Now Baez is set up in, he misses his spot, but it's still a strike. Call it.
At short, Story, runner advancing. And we'll throw out Arias down into 3rd as Holiday. First out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. A look back on the afternoon for Alex Bregman.
Big day for Bregman. He gets number 1, his first at bat, a 2-run shot to get the Sox on the board. And he comes back and laces a double down that line and get things going in the 7th. And then here in the 9th, driving the ball the other way. Drive in Rafi Devers. A little 3-for-5 day for Bregman.
Man at 3rd and 1 away in the 9th inning. Carlson's had a long day. He's gone 0 for 3 at the plate, and he has struck out every time. Red Sox and the St. Louis Cardinals at Fenway Park tomorrow afternoon at 2. In the home opener. Good giddy up there, 96. 2-1. Mullins is on deck. Runner at 3rd and Holiday. Did he hold up? He sure did, said Dave Rackley. 3-1.
Pitch, he has not been able to lay off all day long. I think he went on this.
High fly left field. Duran will make the catch. Here comes Holiday tagging up. And he will score. That makes it an 8-4 game. But 2 down and the base is empty. in the last of the 9th inning for Baltimore. Red Sox trying to make Cedric Mullins the last man to hit. It was a good day with a home run, a walk. He's been hit by pitch. He scored 2 times.
You're able to finish this off. You come back 3-4 the way things started. Some guys finally starting to relax a little bit in this lineup.
It feels like momentum. I know it's a 2-game winning streak, but if you get it, coming home on that may not feel like a lot in the standings, but a lot of momentum behind that. And popped up. Bregman cruising over near the Red Sox dugout, but he'll run out of real estate.
Well, we said, this is a talented team. You'd love to start off 4-1 and not have any stress, but they were challenged early. I'd be more worried if it was a last year's club, young, inexperienced, the team the core was hyping up that we're going to surprise some people. Then you start questioning yourself. But when it's, you've got the talent, you just got to go out and play and try to get relaxed.
0-2. Another one looped foul and out of play. And these last couple of days have been a lot of fun here for the Red Sox. Peeking into the future. Campbell, present and future is so bright. And Crochet just looking like an ace, flat out an ace when you really needed it most.
People say, what's the difference with the Red Sox team this year, years past? You saw it on display last night by that man right there. You've got him. And then you see Bregman here today, another guy you've added.
Mullins staying alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out.
Cora likes to say you've added adults to the room. And you can see it. With a little youth.
And talent. Couldn't get him to chase that. And it's 2-2. Garrett Whitlock trying to put this one into the win column. And Mullins will hammer that one foul. It remains a tough out. Eighth pitch of the at bat. And it's all about winning games at Fenway again. 2-2. And in there for strike 3. That seals the win. Red Sox win it 8-4, and they take the series here in Baltimore 2-1.
Well, the bats came alive. It's really what it was all about, right? The 3 long balls kind of jumped all over, finally got that lead. And again, something we've seen all year, this bullpen continues to put up zeros. The defense, and you feel a little bit better. After a rough start, you return home at Fenway, winning a couple straight, and some guys getting right in this lineup.
Sox with 21 hits the last 2 days, and they win the series here in Baltimore. This Red Sox win presented by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Stay with us for W.B. Mason Extra Innings Live. TC and Jim break it all down, and Jemai will chat with Alex Bregman. Had a big day today. That is all coming up after the break. Red Sox win it 8-4, the final at Camden Yards.
House is at a point, baby.